3, 2.
Welcome to Print Julep. This is our first ever show, so it's going to be really messed up. Woo! Like Claire right now. Episode. Today we're talking about our favorite new comic, Lumberjanes. So one of the things that we do here, actually the thing that Print Julep does, is we take comics and we make a meal to go with them and an awesome cocktail to go with them. We have fun time, and also we educate people who don't know where to start getting into the world of comics. Also, this is our first ever webisode, and we've had some issues.
So bear with us.
Which means, okay, so what happened earlier was Claire had shin splints.
Sucks.
And I always have a lot of pills.
Yeah.
So I gave her pills, and now she's kind of high.
Feeling good.
She's feeling really good.
Yeah. So we're ready.
The shin splints are gone.
Yeah, that's the important thing. I may throw up, but there's that.
Yeah, she kind of feels like she's riding a roller coaster right now. The other issue that we had was when we filmed our intro earlier in the day. It wasn't in focus.
My fault. My bad.
The audio is really good, though.
It sounds good. We put a lot of work into,
Yeah.
Claire's husband put a lot of work into making sure it sounded good. So, when you watch that, it's just not going to be in focus. So there you go. Here it is. Enjoy our out-of-focus intro on how to make Sloppy Joes. Hey guys! Today we're in the Shire making Sloppy Joes in honor of the Lumberjanes leader, Jo. Because we love her, and she's tall and she's kind of awkward, like somebody that I know. So anyway, Claire, our wonderful chef, who's really, really good with food, because I'm not, I'm just really good at eating it, she's going to show us how to make the Sloppy Joes.
There you go. Alright, so what you want to start with ingredient-wise is 1.5 pounds of really nice, delicious ground beef. I use 20% fat ground beef because the fat just tastes really good. 4-ish tomatoes chopped up, roughly. About 1 whole onion, kind of diced up, and 4 cloves of garlic. Tomato paste. Dijon mustard. And a nice little spice blend to bring it all together. It's about 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, a teaspoon each of garlic powder, onion powder, cayenne pepper, and then about a 1/2 teaspoon of salt and pepper each. Alright, so we are going to get started by cooking down our ground beef and then taking out a little bit of the fat and then cooking the rest of the ingredients in there. So I'm going to start things off.
Lumberjanes. This is an awesome news story. I was recommended it by the guy who owns the comic book shop that I go to in Vancouver, Washington. And he recommended it because he said that the language fit and it seemed about right for me and my group of friends, and he was totally dead on. Lumberjanes is written by Noelle Stevenson and Grace Ellis. It's created by those two and also Shannon Waters. Brooke Allen does the amazing art. It's awesome. It
makes it even more fun to read. I mean, it's hard to put down because of just how much of a flow the artwork has and how great the language is.
And then let's not forget the letterers. We have a local letterer. Her name's Aubrey. I can't pronounce her last name, but I think it's Ais, but I'm not sure. But anyway, the lettering is awesome in this book too. It's so easy to read and there's a really good flow. And I feel like letterers often kind of get the shtick in the comics industry. They don't really get to have their name on the cover, but I think that she deserves a shout out. So thanks for some awesome lettering, Aubrey.
Yes, indeed. I really like it because, like I said, the language in it has a great flow, and I really like that they're able to convey excitement and feelings without using any swearing, really.
Yeah.
I mean, it's...
What the junk?
I know. It's kind of amazing how good they are at just creating a storyline and real emotion without having to... I don't want to say resort because we all cuss, but they're more creative with their language, and it makes it really enjoyable to read.
So the breakdown, the plot of Lumberjanes is a group of 5 friends who go to summer camp in some mystery forest. It's not really defined. And the summer camp is actually called, I gotta find it here. It's pretty funny. Miss Quinzilla Thisquin Pinginquills Thistle Comforts Camp for Hardcore Lady Types. And I guess me and Kate and Claire kind of consider ourselves hardcore lady types.
Yep.
What's your favorite part?
Print Julep was, they approached me and we wanted to talk about Lumberjanes. They asked me to read it, and Chelsea initially said it was the art that I should be paying attention to, and I agree with both Claire and Chelsea on that. I think the art is amazing, and I think it's appealing to all ages. It's cartoonish, but not to the point that it's ridiculous, and I like that each one of the 5 characters, they each have their own style, and they're each drawn in that way. April looks like could be a little more girly of the 5. She wears a lot of pink and purple, and she always has these really big starry eyes.
But I really like that she's totally like a badass
Yeah,
at the same
she's
time.
physically the strongest. She ripped a statue's arm off in an arm wrestling competition.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The girl with the red hair and the pink bows.
Yeah, so there's nothing stereotypical about any of them, which is really cool.
Yeah, that was another thing I really liked about the story, was that each one of them was very strong on their own, but still as a group, they're all about friendship to the max.
Friendship to the max!
Woo! Woo! Yep, sorry. There you
Three's
go.
company, I'm in the middle.
The thing that really grabbed me about this comic initially was just at the very beginning, like the cover. You look at this cover and there's 5 very different girls here, and none of them look like what your typical comic book cover character girls look like. None of them have this idealized body, and they all have strong points and bad points. But the other thing that I really love about this story is that there is nothing about their bodies that is part of this plot. Mm-hmm. It isn't... it has nothing to do with their looks or their image. Like, they really do care about each other and what they're about. And they also constantly, like, break through stereotypical molds in this comic repeatedly. Yeah. You've got the little girly girl here who's, like, so physically strong she can rip a statue's arm off. And then you've got, like, the tall girl who is very quiet, but she's like this math genius. But also, the quiet, shy type, she's also the leader of all of these girls. She kind of pulls them together.
Well, and then kind of like the punk rock looking girl, she's like deathly afraid of canoeing because there could be sharks. And it's just like, you don't expect that from the image that's put forth. But at the same time, it's totally expected from this story because they're just really good at just writing in a nice flow to each character and having the unexpected be just great. So
So these 5 girls go to this summer camp with this forest that's full of like crazy mythical creatures, and everywhere they turn, they're almost killed by these creatures. And the camp is led by Rosie, who, Rosie is this badass big...
Redheaded, loud,
tattooed.
Yeah.
Amazing camp mama.
We meet Rosie, and she, you know, the camp counselor, Jen, is bringing the girls to Rosie to her cabin because they're late getting in because they are battling 3-headed foxes. And Jen thinks that they're going to be in trouble. And you meet Rosie, and she's this big, stout lady with red hair chopping wood in the middle of the night in her cabin. Like, hey, girls! What's going on?
Regular Thursday night.
What I liked most about Rosie was that she's supposed to be like the ultimate authority and like the disciplinary because she's the camp director, but you can tell that she probably came from that bad girl streak herself because she's not that. She's not that voice of authority. When Jen brings the girls to her to get disciplined, she kind of starts cracking jokes, and I think she offers them snacks or something. But
yeah, and she gives them their staying up all night badge.
Yes.
Oh, yes, they are rewarded instead of disciplined.
And it's kind of cool because on the back of each Lumberjanes, they show the badges that each girl earns. I think the the one that they did on this one was the master, or
the pungent master
badge.
She made a really bad pun.
Yeah, yeah. So it's fun and, like I said, unexpected and has a great flow. So
Boom Studios does have the actual badges for pre-order on their website, boomstudios.com, but they won't be shipped out until October, so we just kind of had to make do with our own little badges.
They look great.
Yep.
But we will be, I have pre-ordered the badges, so we will have real ones soon enough. But we had some fun. So overall, Lumberjanes, we think, is a really good place to start. It's all ages. There's no terrible language.
It's an amazing one for young girls to like just pick up and read. It had, like we said, great body type, body image, positive all across the board. Great lessons taught. Great encouragement between the girls. A lot of times there's a lot of like backstabbing and weirdness and just, I don't know, clickiness with girls.
Women get a bad rap for tearing each other down, and this story works very hard to make that not what girl friendship is about.
Yeah.
It's about supporting each other and building each other up. And that's why we think Lumberjanes is such a fantastic story. It consistently reinforces that theme. Help each other out. Don't tear each other down. And together you can accomplish anything.
Alright, high fives! Nose. Yes? Bam!
Yep.
Steady?
Yeah.
Oh, Silence is such a badass! Oh shit!